First question, what attracted you to contribute to Alone Together?
Because Risa asked me, basically, and I'm a big fan of hers. I had been at Launchpad, I think 2 years ago, and I had a great experience with the students. And so when this was an opportunity to sort of give back, because they gave so much to me when I was developing my last play, Watson's Go to Birmingham, I said, yeah. And it was also, I think, a very good time because it, this pandemic has affected all of us in terms of focus, in terms of being able to complete something. So when she said they would have to be short, I'm thinking maybe I could finally write something that I could complete, because, you know, your mind is all over the place when this first came up, and I was having some difficulty completing, because it's like, oh, you're worried about bills, you're worried about where's your income, you're worried about so many things, which is difficult for writers then to work. And so when she said, oh, they only have to be 10 minutes or less, I said, well, maybe I could do that. so, so, so actually being able to complete something sort of spurred on me working even on my other projects. It just sort of took this, you know, the what we call the top off the steam, and let some of that steam out that I was just sort of burning myself with. So you were able to sort of say, okay, I've decompressed, now I can go back to working. I think it's interesting. I think as a writer that's been doing this for over 30 years, part of our sort of mandate is now to sort of work with the next generations coming up, and to whatever wisdom that we have to offer. So that's really exciting. It's also exciting to have some professional actors who can get it really quickly. But it's also interesting because I think that the younger people ask different questions, and that has us rethink our work and relook at our work. So I think it's a great mixture. I think we can learn from each other.
How has this project affected you, especially in this challenging time?
I think just being able to complete something, as I said. I also think that the subject matter of my work on these pieces, I have 3 in the festival. Um, I'm just watching the news and seeing so much of it being very true. Even though when I wrote it, I wasn't sure. It's just that it just came to me, and so part of it is we have a long way to go as a country to sort of combat the virus, but also to stay humble by it, and human, you know, to be able to still connect with people and care about people, and not sort of get so into camps based on whatever your ideas about politics are. I think that has separated us. So my hope is that these pieces will start to remind us about unification, and that we are the United States, which means that, you know, blue and red doesn't really have much impact in how we should make our decisions. We should be making decisions that affect all of America and the good of all of America.
Final question, what has surprised you about working online with theater, if anything?
Well, I think that you can still get some feeling from it. We're so used to live audiences. We're still used to sort of the immediacy of that. We're used to feeling a sense of community when we're working on something. So being so separate, the idea is that it's really challenging because you don't feel that sort of connection from being in a shared space. But I do think we've managed to find some really great moments, and still feel a connection. It's different. And so it's hard sometimes not to compare the connection to what it was, but to be able to embrace what it is and continue to do good work.
I think that's beautifully worded. Thank you.
Mm.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add or say just as a closing remark or
I just think it's very brave of all the people that did all this planning to bring it together. I think 29 writers, and to do something that hadn't been done. And I think that's very brave and very exciting. And I commend everybody that's been involved in this to say, look, let's still do theater.